Hello, Live Masters. It's your Live Master Chavez coming to you with the question of the day. And today's question of the day is, what sort of miracles have you experienced in your life? Okay, so let me invite the members that I can. I sent out a message. I'm going to share a story with you. That's something I thought was a miracle. So, in life, we see some pretty miraculous things, right? We come across some pretty amazing life events that sometimes are hard to explain, and I think that's truly the definition of a miracle, right? It's something that science or physics or logic can't explain, but it's simply the divine, right? Divine intervention that somehow, some way supersedes and intervenes. And sometimes you just have to check it off or chalk it up to a miracle. Hey, Susanna, how you doing? Hello, Crystal. It's good to see you. If you can hear me and see me okay, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. If you could invite, hello, Kelly. It's good to see you. The question of the day today is, have you experienced or do you believe in miracles? Have you experienced a miracle in your life? And I'm gonna share in a couple of minutes a story real quick. I'm gonna let a few people come in. If you could invite the people in the community, that would be great. I invited all that I could invite. Hello, Kathy. How are you? Kelly says the birth of your son, daughter. Yeah, I have 4 children. I saw all of my children be born. I cried at every single birth of every child that I've ever seen born. My children are 5, 7, 9, and 23 years old, and I've seen all of them born, and that's definitely a huge miracle. Hello, Carmen. It's good to see you. So I'm going to get to my story in a couple of seconds, but I wanted the story or the question of the day is, do you believe in miracles? Do you really realize that some of the things in your life were maybe just divine intervention or a miracle? Do you believe in miracles? Let me know. That's the question, and I'm going to share the story with you real quick. Well, I believe it was a miracle that, like, I'm here right now. I don't know if anybody's ever had a near-death experience, but I have had something pretty close. I mean, I didn't think I was going to die, but I was so close to where I could have, and I'm going to share that with you in a second. Carmen believes in miracles. So this is the story. This is the miracle. This was about 2008, okay, so about 10 and a half or 11 years ago. At the time, I had been laid off, and I was looking for work. I had worked in the mortgage industry, and I got laid off. I had a very good job. I was making, $6,000 to $8,000 a month, and I was doing really, really good. And then all the companies I was working for shut down. So then I was on unemployment for a while because I was making pretty good money. I had some money saved up. I bought a motorcycle. And while I was looking for work, I had this motorcycle. And I learned how to ride the bike. It was the first bike I ever had. And I rode that bike like crazy. And this is in Southern California, in a part of Orange County into Riverside County. And there's a highway called Ortega Highway. And I used to ride that bike every day up and down this highway, and it's a world famous highway for motorcycles and all kinds of stuff, right? And I used to dream about riding my motorcycle. Even when I wasn't riding my motorcycle, I would have dreams about riding my motorcycle. Well, as I just kept living my life, having a good time, riding my motorcycle, I was looking for work, and I put an application online and to drive buses in Orange County in California. I ended up getting the job, and I went down, had to go through all these processes, and to make a long story longer, I had to end up riding my motorcycle this distance, right? If anybody knows Southern California, from Orange County to Riverside County, the 91 freeway is just a nightmare. It's a mess. That particular freeway is so super congested. And I had to commute because I couldn't afford to live in Orange County, so I had to commute. And it's about a 60-mile drive, but with traffic, it could literally take in the morning Going one way could take 2 hours, and coming home could take 2 hours. But I have my motorcycle, so no problem, right? So I got hired on this job to drive the buses. They had to go through this training. My first week, I'm riding the motorcycle, no problem. The second week, I get up one morning, and I had, plenty of sleep. I was, wasn't even thinking nothing about it. It was a cold morning. I got extra bundled up. I had my boots. I had my jeans. I had my jacket. And I went to work. I was going to work. And I'll just get to the story. I'm cruising along on the carpool lane. I was probably doing about 80 miles an hour. And, the things that I do remember was I just remember falling and sticking my hands out. And then I remember laying in the carpool lane, and I looked down the carpool lane, and I saw my motorcycle with the tail light on and the back tire spinning. And as I see that, I look to my right, and I see the double yellow carpool lanes. And then, as soon as I realize I'm laying in the carpool lane, right by my head, these cars were going by. And so the next thing I remember is I'm still laying there in the carpool lane. I look up, and I'm talking to the paramedics. So it's crazy because that whole time, right, that I don't remember from the time that I saw my motorcycle and I realized I was in the carpool lane until the paramedics got there and I was talking to them. I don't know what happened. So somebody must have seen me crash and somebody must have called 911. But it was like dark still and I was wearing dark clothes, and it's just a miracle that I didn't get run over. Anyways, they put me in the ambulance. They take me to the hospital and I'm talking to the paramedics, and I get to the hospital. The police come and ask me questions, and that morning somebody had died of the exact same kind of accident that I was in. I think I just had fallen asleep, really, and that's the craziest thing. But what I'm getting at is a miracle that I survived, number one. And then I ended up going and finishing the training for that job. And it was from that job that I met my wife, that I have these 3 children with now. And that ended up I got laid off from that job. And to make a long story longer, I had to end up being online because I got hurt and I couldn't work again. And that's how I ended up here. So it's just crazy. There's so many miracles that happen in our lives. And I'm so blessed, that I'm still here. I remember pivotal moments where my life just, could have dramatically changed. And so that's my question. Do you believe in the miracles that are happening in your life? Do you fully embrace them for what they are? And, don't take life for granted, because that's another reason why I continue to do these videos and ask these questions every day. It's because I want no questions about who I was, how I thought. I want all of who I am to be left for other people to disseminate and learn from. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I look forward to your answers. I will make an event for this. You guys are awesome. I just wanted to share that little story with you about a little miracle in my life, and then of course my children, and then life itself, really. If you think about it, what is it, 400 trillion to 1, the odds of you even being born, and then to live to the age that you're at, the odds are even higher. Okay, so every breath that you take really literally is a miracle. And I totally believe in miracles. I think when you embrace them and you're grateful for what they are, and you're aware of how blessed each breath that you have is, and it truly is a miracle that you can walk around and take a breath and exist and comprehend what's going on around you and communicate and help other people. It's just amazing. So I love you guys. I look forward to your answers to this question. Again, do you believe in miracles? And can you just share a story about maybe a miracle that's impacted your life? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a blessed and phenomenal day. I love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.